Hello, I'm Renato Figueiredo from the ACES Lab at the University of Florida, and today I'm going to talk on behalf of the Archer team listed here in this slide about Archer, which is a community computing infrastructure for computer architecture, research, and education. So Archer is motivated by the fact that computer architects need to run simulations, and many of them, and many long-running simulations, which have a complex setup and configuration and requires access to large number of machines. And often this is not available locally on several institutions or is difficult to set up and maintain. So Archer tries to address this need by creating an infrastructure that supports the execution of large number of simulations and allow also the sharing of simulation tools and how-tos and tutorials and etc. So what is Archer? Is again a community cyber infrastructure. It's open source, it's free to use for researchers in the US and abroad. And it consists of a physical infrastructure. We have hundreds of cores deployed across several institutions, and these are funded by the National Science Foundation, and a virtual infrastructure, which are virtual machine appliances that are prepackaged, easy to use, run the Condor robust wide area scheduler, and typical Linux-based architecture tools like Symix, SESC, Simple Scalar, and others. It also has Web 2.0 and multimedia content on a wiki and a YouTube channel where people can upload and share information on how to use computer architecture simulation tools. So the typical usage model of Archer is a user will download a prepackaged appliance, and this appliance is maintained by the Archer team. And this appliance is ready to go. When you boot it up, it automatically joins the Archer pool, and you're going to have a window on your machine that's going to be able to support the running of jobs across the entire infrastructure. So it can run simulators again like Symix and SESC and Simple Scalar, and the system software includes the Condor job scheduler and wide area NFS file systems that allows people to share datasets. So the use case scenarios for Archer, first is easy access to computing cycles for users who do not have local hardware resources for their simulation needs. Another use case scenario would be for users who would like to pool resources and share with the community. It could be a group of users within an institution or across multiple institutions. Another use case scenario supported by the Archer software is allowing people to run their own Archer pools, reusing our open source virtual machine and middleware, and also collaborative development and dissemination of tools and experiments. So for the casual user, we have an interface that allows them to browse our documentation. For the entry-level user, for example, undergraduate research and graduate projects, we have Archer Express and Archer Global. Archer Express is anonymous, easy to start and use, and has a small but useful resource pool. Archer Global has a registration system in place. It's a larger number of machines, and it has access to a larger number of resources. And for advanced users and research groups, not only you can have access to Archer Global, but if you'd like, you can deploy Archer on your own local resources on a private virtual machine cluster. So Archer Express is the simplest one to get started. All it takes is 15-30 minutes and you're ready to go. All you need is a free virtual machine monitor, download our appliance, no registration needed, just turn it on and see what the system can do for you. Archer Global is for registered users. It has the same functionality and look and feel as Archer Express, but it has hundreds of cores available. Requires user registration and is restricted to academic research and education. It has also the benefit of Archer-wide network file system shares and simulator licenses like Symix. And to encourage users to contribute and connect to the Archer Global infrastructure, it supports the notion of priority groups. So if your group comes in with several resources, you're able to guarantee that users from your group, for example, the lab in your university, will have high priority, will have preemptive priority over other users of the system. Finally, Archer Local is an option to run a private infrastructure, for example, for those who are not academic users and cannot use Archer Global. You can reuse our virtual appliances, which are open sources, but you would instantiate them on private resources that would not connect to Archer Global. So the main benefit is that it's not constrained to academic research and education. You can run your own local pools. The main disadvantage is you will not benefit from some of the Archer Global resources, the additional cores, licenses for applications like CIMIX and network file systems. So next I'm going to show you a quick demo of the Archer Global appliance, and I encourage you to look at the other Archer demo videos and follow the tutorials at the Archer project website if you'd like to give it a try. And I'd like to also acknowledge support from the National Science Foundation that is funding this project. So I'm going to start the demo with running a grid appliance that I just downloaded from the Archer website, and this is going to run on the VMware Player for Windows software. And as you can see, the virtual appliance will start booting now, and it's going to take a little bit to boot it up, so I'm going to speed up the video and come back when the appliance is ready to use. Now that the Archer appliance is running, the interface that you see is the typical Linux interface, but this appliance now is connected to a large number of resources managed by Condor. So now there are a total of 243 machines running, for example. And here's an example of a job submission file. It's very simple and sets up the execution of, in this example, 40 concurrent simulations. And as you can see, if I send this to Condor, there are 40 jobs that I just submitted with this command, and they're going to start running on resources across the Archer infrastructure. Another thing that's available on Archer, as I mentioned in introduction, is NFS file systems that can be shared across multiple users. This is a file system that's now showing set of files that are used for a homework in a class at the University of Florida. This particular file system has files that are used for the CIMIX simulator. Now at this point, my jobs are getting ready to go, and I'm going to stop right here and point you to the other videos and the other tutorials in the Archer project website if you're interested in seeing demonstrations of particular applications or other more advanced scenarios. Thank you for listening. I hope you give it a try.